Production for Internet of Things, or is known as IoT. Internet of Things, or known as IoT, refer to the network of physical object embedded with sensor, software, and connectivity capabilities that enable to collect and exchange data over the Internet. Problem related to Internet of Things. Point 1. Religion. IoT can impact religious practice by raise ethical question related. Point 2. Ethical. I'd introduce bias and discrimination which can disturb the harmony of society. And the last point is, science. Over-reliance to IoT can harm. Objectives. Following are the objectives. What is IoT? Understanding the effects of IoT on human life. Relationship of IoT with religion. Affective IoT on value system and ethics. Role of science in life. Next, we look into religion perspective. The use of internet and new technology is allowed, as long as it follows the Sharia principles or the Sharia law. We can read from Quran chapter 96 verses 1 to 5. Hence, the Muslims must always remember that there are certain acts which are permissible and not permissible in Islam. In this area, there are IoT-based applications and systems available, including smart home and smart health systems. It is a responsibility of every Muslim to ensure that the message being delivered for call towards Allah is correct and genuine. Second, let's look at Christian perspective towards the IoT. In Proverbs 16:4, the message is simple. God is sovereign, we are not. The Bible never makes blanket statements on whether specific technologies are inherently good or bad, but it does hold Christians to a biblically grounded morality and engagement with the world around us. We must think wisely about how we use these innovative tools. Finally, from Buddha perspective, one of the central teachings of Buddhism which has been helpful is the importance of maintaining a healthy balance in our lives, finding a positive equilibrium between physical, emotional and spiritual needs. Buddhists do not see materialistic technology as inherently good or bad, but suggest that it can become destructive when it controls our lives, making us the slaves rather than masters of our possessions.
Next, is the importance of value systems and ethics in Internet of Things. Internet of Things compromises people's right to privacy across the world, as it is just at the tip of our fingers. Smart gadgets, such as smart houses, appliances, cars, wearables, and water and gas meters, allow organizations to monitor their consumers. Through interconnected wireless devices, the suppliers can listen and track on conversations, locations, timing, actions, and behaviors, which in the end leaves people without privacy. When signing an agreement, consumers frequently fail to read the pages of agreements, especially the terms and conditions they want us to accept in every website. The acknowledgement that customer personal data will be collected, stored, and shared with third parties is tucked away in the agreement's tiny text. Ethics becomes a concern when vendors collect private consumer information and are not transparent about how they use the data. Nowadays, there have been a number of hacking-related cases where unethical people have gained unauthorized access to personal or business data. Data were leaked and these had injuring others, their property, reputations or employment by false or malicious action, which is the contrary to the code of ethics in the privacy aspect. The potential to enhance the effectiveness and delivery of healthcare services. However, there is a chance that patient information confidentially may be put at risk. The use of microchips can also be used maliciously for unethical purpose without their consent. There are also applications that allow patients to be diagnosed and treated remotely on their phones from the comfort of their homes. However, patients and medical staff's shared data could come under intrusion. This is not only unethical but also untrustworthy.
So, what is their role of science in life? Hello, let's talk about the roles of science in life. In recent years, life sciences industry has seen remarkable advancements such as the application of IoT, Internet of Things, based devices which are benefiting patients, manufacturers, doctors, nurses and the entire industry as well. In life sciences, the real diagnosis, monitoring, preventive measures and treatment in chronic conditions require proactive action, and it is feasible today with IoT by embedding sensors and smart devices in our surroundings. So for the pharmaceutical use cases, operational difficulties abound throughout the entire pharmaceutical value chain, which includes drug development, clinical trials, manufacturing, and distribution. IoT devices may offer a solution to some of these issues. The pandemic era has shown us the importance of doctors, sciences, medicines, and pharmacists in our daily lives. Especially when it comes to medicines. We all had craved for corona vaccines and drugs to relieve its symptoms. There is no second doubt that medicines are the soul of the globe. And the pharmaceutical sector is the soul of medicines. The pharmaceutical sector is responsible for manufacturing of several drugs and medicines. It is one of the most leading and progressive economic and social activities.
So, what is the security issues that happened in Internet of Things? Firstly, a vulnerability is a weakness or error in a system or device's code that, when exploited, can compromise the confidentiality, availability, and integrity of data stored in them through unauthorized access, elevation of privileges, or denial of service. Next is malware. Malware is an umbrella term that describes any malicious program or code that is harmful to system, HAL, intrusive and intentionally nasty. Malware seeks to invade, damage or disable computer's system, network like human fluid, interferes with normal functioning. Escalation cyber attack is a cyber attack designed to gain unauthorized privileged access into a system. Attackers exploit human behaviors, design flaws or oversights in operating systems or web applications. This is closely related to lateral movement tactics, by which a cyber attacker moves deeper into a network in search of high-value assets. The result is an internal or external user with unauthorized system privileges. Depending on the extent of the breach, bad actors can do minor or major damage. This might be a simple unauthorized email, or a ransomware attack on vast amounts of data. Left undetected, attacks can result in advanced persistent threats, APTs, to operating systems. Thank you for listening.
Conclusion. It is concluded that science is important for human life. In 21st century it has become an important part of every aspect of life. To cope with the modern world we need to adopt and study science as reflected by different verses in Holy Quran. IoT is a modern field of science concerned with automation of systems and is serving for the welfare of mankind.